Hey everyone, this is Julian, and today I'm going to be talking about what is Exxa a Ponzi scam. All right, um, by the way, just first and foremost, I am in Exxa, and I currently have a team volume of close to 2.4 million. Um, as you can see, it's not focusing. Yeah, it's not focusing. Oh, okay. There you go. So I do have a team of like 2.4 million in Exxa, and basically today I was speaking with someone, and he was concerned because like right now I'm growing the market in Thailand, and not just Thailand but the world over. But you've probably seen on my channel there've been a couple of videos in Thai language, and we just recently fixed up some venues for holding events as well. And if you're in my Facebook group for this, you probably see some pictures of the hall and the waiting area that we have. And I mean, it's now like it's still in the beginning stages, but it's soon gonna be a large auditorium as well. But I'm gonna uh, what I want to share with you was like earlier today, because like I said, I'm expanding this Thai market. So I spoke to someone who's in Thailand, whom I know, and he's actively into crypto projects. Basically, he has like an investment syndicate kind of thing, and he was like, "Bro, I don't do Ponzi's." So I was like, well, as a matter of fact, AXA is not a Ponzi. It may be similar to the way other programs operate. However, there are some things that is extremely different with AXA that makes it completely, in a different league from all those Ponzi's. First and foremost, they do not guarantee payouts. Okay, so this is a huge thing. Um, they don't guarantee payouts, which means that they do not have to overpromise. Why should anyone pay when no profit is being made? You only pay when profit is being made. That's number one. Number two, your money is mobile. You're not required to convert and buy their token, buy trash token. Your money remains in whatever you deposit in, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, whether it's Litecoin, you know, your money remains in that, and your money is mobile. Okay, it's all checkable, and all conversions can be done live. Conversions are live, withdrawals are live and instant, and you can check them on Etherscan. And if it's made on if it's a Bitcoin transaction, you can check it on blockchain.info. So you can check all that in real time. It's done in real time. So if I were to do a transaction, I'm just gonna show you how that works. Um, you know what? I'm actually gonna do a live conversion and show you. Okay. So because I have, okay, I'm gonna show you something. All right, I want to show you how this actually works, because I'm gonna do a live conversion right now, and so I'm gonna convert. I have currently 674. I'm gonna do that conversion right now, and I'm gonna bring my screen out of view while I key in my PIN. Done. Okay. So once that's done, okay, it's instantly processed, and also there is within seconds there's also going to be a link where I can check this out on Etherscan. So this is something that the Ponzi's cannot do. The Ponzi's don't have instant conversion. The Ponzi's don't give you a sending slip. So Exa, they don't guarantee profits. At the same time, they do instant conversions. Your money is mobile, and on top of that, you also uh, get information on when it's processed. Okay, look at that. So I already have a send receipt over here. This is some, and like for all those Ponzi's, when you withdraw, I always ask them like how many hours does it take to withdraw. So if anyone tells me it's like, oh, 4 hours, oh, one day, I know it's a Ponzi. Okay, so over here, look at that. This is instantly done. It was done in just like one block, and it was done within 26 seconds. So that's already done. And how fast is that? It's instant. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to show you like how withdrawals can be made. Okay, so unfortunately I'll have to probably pause this video for a little bit because I'm going to send an address to myself. Okay, one moment. I have to get out of the screen. All right, I'm back here again, and I'm gonna do a live send. So just put the cam back on me for a moment. So I want to show you, this is something that Exxa can do that the Ponzi's cannot do. We're just like live sending. So I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, so just want to give you, for those of you who are already in Exxa, I want to show you something. Whenever you do a conversion to Ethereum, if it doesn't show up immediately, it's because of the cache. So what I always do after I convert, I will log out and log back in again. So that's what I always do. So I'm gonna sign in all over again. All right, so now I'm gonna go into my vault and it's gonna appear. So it's gonna pull out that information, and now I have that balance that is not yet withdrawn. So now I'm gonna send it to a wallet. Okay, so off screen again. Just waiting for the address that I pulled up just now. Okay, here it is. Actually, I think I'll have to scan this phone. One moment. Because my WhatsApp has gone wonky ever since I put it on two cell phones at the same time. Anyone ever successfully do that? Let me know, okay? So I'm trying to wait for this to appear. It's taking like forever. And by the way, oh there, okay, I got it. Okay, so I have that. Now I have the code. I'm gonna show you. So next step. So I sent myself the information, and now I'm going to withdraw that in real time, and you guys are gonna see how long that actually takes, okay? So I pasted the information, and 0.36 2.3676. All right, so I'm gonna send this right now, and you guys are gonna see how long this will take. Okay, that's sent, and the same thing, we're gonna go into Ethereum, and now the same thing, I'm gonna wait for about 20 seconds, and it's gonna give me that withdrawal slip. So this is something that the scams and Ponzi's cannot do, because they don't have the float to do that. They're always overpaying people, so that and what I love about Exxa is that there's no such thing as an auto compound, and they don't even tell people anything about compounding. So in fact, if you're already on my team, you can compound if you want to, uh, and all you need to do is basically whatever you get, you just spend it back in. You can do that, okay? But the company doesn't actually tell you to do that. Many Ponzi's do. And okay, now here's the slip, and I'm gonna show it to you. Now look at that. So this is instantly done. All right, I just sent this out to my external wallet, and it's instantly there. So I mean, this is proof that this is not a Ponzi. This is instant. Your money is mobile. It's not like fixed or anything, and for like in Exxa, in order to earn, you have to put money into this project called the Devil Plus project, and that actually pays you 0.1 to 0.3% per day on average, and that's if there's returns. So there was a time recently when the server was down for half-day migration because of security. They wanted to put in like 2FA to protect, because there were a lot of people like stealing funds from YouTubers who put the whole sign up process up there. By the way, I also did like a sign up video on YouTube, and it's kind of funny. That account, I was smart enough to never have used that. I opened an account like just for fun. All right. So by the way, if anyone watches my videos and we're hoping to get free cash off that tutorial that I did, it's kind of funny because that account that I use for tutorial on YouTube, right? Um, that video, the username changes like every 2 days. It's funny as hell. Um, but there were other people out there who actually did similar tutorial videos using their own accounts. So company froze, like froze a bunch, for froze the accounts, like just so that we could you know, uh, give people the time to report to the company if they need to be extending it for a longer time. So a lot of features have been fixed ever since then. Everything is instant, and but during that time, right? Like I was saying, when it was downtime for about half a day, and on that day the return was less than 0.1. So I mean, this makes sense. All right, the company is, if they had to close the network to pay and then pay the same, it doesn't make sense. So that's proof that this is not a Ponzi. And then I also want to show you, I want to give you an additional piece of information, okay? Like, although this is already great in itself, but um, in crypto opportunities, many a time in Ponzi schemes, um, like the company bosses would register the company offshore. Okay, so let's say in Exxa, the company bosses are all Singaporean. They all have other businesses. Their families are in Singapore. It's registered in Singapore under Singapore laws. Uh, if they wanted to do it like a Ponzi, they could have registered it in the British Virgin Islands or in Marshall Islands, or on Cayman Islands or somewhere that's offshore, because anything that happens to the company does not affect them, and they don't even have to go. Like if they really want to do it like a Ponzi, they could just do it offshore, and if things happen elsewhere, well, they're still fine here in Singapore. But you know what? They chose to instead register this in Singapore. Let me tell you another interesting piece of news. Recently, I was prospected by people from another opportunity called Torque. Okay, Torque Asia. Some of you may be familiar with that. And then I heard that they have like offices with people doing live trading, monitoring the algorithm. So that actually impressed me. So recently, when I was in Singapore for the Singapore FinTech Festival and CoinMarketCap event, I wanted to actually take a tour and check out the office. But you know what stopped me from doing that? I actually knew where they were, okay? But I was surprised to see that the premises that other people have been taking videos saying that, oh, this is Talk Asia. I was surprised to see that the name does not match Talk Asia. It is something else. It was like Almega, or was it Snap, which is something else. And they said, oh, these are like um, related companies. Talk is a different entity that's registered in the British Virgin Islands. I was like, what is that about? I mean, that doesn't make sense. So why don't they put Torque here as well? If they can put these two as Singapore registered companies, why don't they put Torque in Singapore as well? Doesn't make sense, right? And then I was like, what about directorship? They're like, oh, right now only Mr. Ting is still in a company called Snap, I think. But it said he's going to be removed, and his name is going to be put over the one in British Virgin Islands. So I was like, I mean, are you guys stupid or what? I mean, that is what a scam really is like, you know? So if you want to know the hints of a scam, that is the hint of a scam. And that is just the purest form of BS I ever heard about. Now let's get back to this point, okay? Ponzi or not Ponzi? I get back to this earlier story that I was talking about. Remember, like I said, right now I'm opening the Thailand market, right? And then there was a guy I spoke to. I said he does like he has his crypto syndicate of investors, right? So I said, I'm just letting you know first. And he said, I don't touch Ponzi's, and I don't touch anything that looks like a Ponzi. So I told him the things that I already told you, and I shared him information about how everything is transparent and live and fast. Okay, and I told him about how the company is all legitly registered in Singapore by Singaporeans, subject to Singapore laws, and they have other businesses as well. So I mean, like, no one would piss and shit in the same place. All right. So I mean, that is already a whole lot of proof. But you know what? I went on to tell him to ask him something else. I said, let me ask you a question. You promote all these ICOs, right? Um, just now you're telling me that uh, so-called Ponzi's will never go beyond 2 years. It's like I said, how many ICOs have you promoted in the past 2 years that folded, right? So I mean, yeah. So this is the perfect question. Okay, some of you may come across skeptics. Some of you may be introducing Exxa to. So you're watching this video because you're already in my team and you're concerned because of the topic, right? It's like a clickbait title, right? And then sometimes other people are asking you that some people they introduce this to and say, hey, is this a scam? Is this a Ponzi? Uh, and I said, maybe those people have been investing in ICOs. Oh, I'd rather do ICOs. Well, it's like, the people at the top of the ICO founders, they may not be running the business that it really is what it is. I mean, there's so many cases of like white paper theft, and you know what? Even companies like Tron, they do white paper theft as well. So they were charged for white paper theft. Tron, TRX, okay, as big as they are, because there was some plagiarism incident in the white paper. That can happen, okay? Um, but I'm not saying that Tron is a scam. Tron is actually one of the best cryptos out there. But I'm just saying that stuff like that actually goes on, and then um, in 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 all these crypto projects like ICOs and all that, like if the finances are bad, if people develop an ICO just for the sake of raising funds and doing a pump and dump, can they? Yeah, they can. And would you know? No, you wouldn't know. You would be the last person to know. And even I told the guy, hey, you say you have contacts with bosses of ICOs, right? Um, or people in the project team. But do you think they're gonna tell you all the information? Maybe if they're gonna go, if they're gonna fly away like 9 months from now, or a year from now, are they gonna tell you that in advance? But I bet you it's already planned. So um, the point I'm trying to make is that uh, you know if there are some things that you it's hard to predict, and these things may already have been planned, but you don't even know. Okay, but if we look in the sequence of how things are being done and executed in a company like Exa, I think they've made a lot of measures, to actually show that they are definitely very different from any other company out there that I've seen. And if any of you ever gets like questions from people who tend to invest in crypto projects, like, oh, what are we looking at? So it's just about the main product is just the making money side. It's not true. Okay, Exa is a token economy, and this happens like I mentioned this in previous videos, like as what's the word for it? The word, like, damn it, um, ecosystem. Ecosystem. The ecosystem gets built up once there are once it gains utility. Okay, so what is the utility that we're talking about? Like, for example, the Exa application, right? When I show you just now the internal conversion, that's already one utilitarian function. And then when you get to spend inside the application, that will be coming soon. All right, in the next 1 month, you can even buy like travel venues uh, through the platform, connecting directly with the suppliers of Expedia. All right, um, there's a company out there called like I Go for Less, and you know those same deals are going to be made available inside of Exa, and you can pay for them with token. So when the utility purpose increases, and when like right now they're actually doing trials in parts of Europe as well, POS machine, okay, at checkout counters. You can find information for that in my Facebook group, and I've actually shown a clip of that in my one of my previous one of my previous webinars as well. So it's actually all happening. POS machines, and then also they have a partnership with a company that already has a money license with Morgan Capital. and that company is iBanco. So this is a partnered company within Exxa, and this actually enables them to handle funds. So there's a lot more going for it out here, and for those of you who watch this video wanting to find out, if Exxa is a Ponzi scam, I hope I've given you some really good information to show you that it's very different indeed. And in fact, what's interesting is that many people, you have noticed the numbers in the beginning of this video. Um, did you know that at one point of time my network volume, like some of you may be thinking that, hey, like my group volume of like 2.4 million is great, right? Uh, but it was actually about 3 million once, because the people who are into Ponzi's and they're expecting something more Ponzi with higher payouts and whatever, um, they, they left. So my network actually shrunk by about like 600K. That's like 20%, shrunk by 20% in terms of overall investment, because all those people who are expecting more Ponzi kind of returns, they left, which is great. But you know what that means? It shows that money can come and go with no problem. The company has no problem releasing funds. Isn't that amazing? Um, and people who expect like higher returns, well, this is not for them. Exa is actually in a gap just above ordinary and beneath what people expect of money games, because they don't pay as much. They pay less than half as much as what most of the Ponzi's do. But by the way, you know if there's anyone watching this video that would like to get like a 10 to 20% return, it's not guaranteed, okay? But there are ways of using the Extra compensation plan that I can help you to get a 10 to 20% return on your investment per month. So speak to me on Facebook. This is only open if you have 5K or more to invest. I can actually help you arrange that um, through my knowledge of the system. um, Perfectly legit, perfectly legal, and I can help you arrange that. So just hit me up on Facebook. It's facebook.com/theprofessionalbum. I really should set up a page for this, because when I set up a page, I believe that if people message me on Facebook, sometimes the message will also go missing. So send me a friend request and also a message, and then I can actually help you with that. And maybe I'll also put like an email address so you can reach me. I'll just give you my Binary Lab email. It's Julian at the Binary Lab. So in case your Facebook message doesn't reach me, you can actually just email me, and I'll add you back on Facebook or something like that. Then we can sort that out. So I've shown you a bunch of stuff here, and I hope I've set some of your concerns at bay. Okay, and let's talk a little bit about BitCreek. I saw a message come out. Was that BizRate? I'm not sure about BizRate, but are you talking about BitCreek? BitCreek was a Ponzi. You know what? BitCreek, they actually came to me because they saw I have all these videos, right? So, um, they actually wanted to offer me like 10K, you know, uh, 10 account with 10K and bring my network kind of thing, and this is something that legit companies don't do. Like Exxa, they don't give away free accounts. I've brought in top leaders from other projects like SBlock and Cloud Token and Plus Token and all that. Not because I'm great or a networker or anything, but just people that I've been connected with through all the years on Facebook and other business opportunities, right? So I brought in top leaders from all these different things, and they were so impressed that this company uh, they don't budget for such things, because if they give away free accounts, whose money are they using? All right, it's kind of like when any particular country, and it's kind of funny. I live in Thailand, and there was recently an incident where the government was I mean the defense minister was taking too much national budget, too much taxpayers' money to splurge on his defense tools and equipment and vehicles and whatnot, and it was just unjustifiable. So it's the same thing. Like if a company has to, take out from the funds pool to give away free accounts, to give away whatever, like whose money are they really using? It's kind of like the taxpayers' money thing, right? So Exxa isn't like that. They don't do a lot of these things, because like for many companies, what they'll do is they'll just print money. They can also print money by giving you in token, but token based on what? There has to be some kind of collateral for the token that people give out. Extra is not the same as that. So, and as a matter of fact, like I showed you earlier in this video, in the beginning of this video, I did live conversion of token. It was instant. It was done within 26 seconds. And then I sent it out to my personal wallet. It was done within like less than a minute. Okay, really, really fast. So BitCreek, let's talk about the story about BitCreek again. So BitCreek, they approached me, they offered me like 10K and wanted me to bring my network. So I was like, um, I was really like this. I was like, I was like, could I take the 10K and not do anything? And they're like, no, you gotta bring your people. It's like, well, hmm. I looked at the comp plan. Uh, Another compensation plan, there was like 10% to 10% to 30 levels. I was like, how the heck are they gonna pay 10% to 30 levels? That's so obviously overpaying. Uh, it was like what's 100% first level, second level 75%. These were just like impossible numbers that they were quoting, and I knew at one glance that it's definitely a scam, because how can they pay 300 or 400 times as much as what's coming in? It's just absolutely impossible. And it came fast and went fast. It came and gone in a flash. I think it was like a total of 2 months or something. So that's that's pretty that's pretty dumb. And then there's another one that's a scam. I think it was called BidExchanger. BidExchanger looks like such a. I mean, there's this person that happened to be in one of my groups on WhatsApp, and then um, it's kind of funny. He was actually brought in by one of my referrals, and this idiot was messaging a whole bunch of people for uh, this shitty thing called BitExchanger, and they couldn't even spell Bitcoin properly on the website. So I mean, how are we gonna trust such a company who can't even spell Bitcoin properly? I mean, it's just retarded. Um, they couldn't spell exchange. They couldn't spell Bitcoin. Like misspellings is their giveaway. And then the website back office look exactly like a bad ripoff of US high tech. And they call it, oh, this is real API trading. Really? I looked at it, and it's like, oh, if it's real API trading, why do I have to send money to some other account? Right? If it's real API trading, I can trade out of my Binance, I can trade out of my BitMEX, I can trade out of, you know, um, exactly. So you get my point, right? So that's that's what are scams. And I'm not sure if this is still available, but blockchain kind of changed their UI recently. But I was actually before this I was actually able to check, the whole um, I was able to check the whole like Bitcoin transfer process, and you can see that when you send money to Exa, it doesn't stay there. Okay, it goes out to like a Binance address, and then there's all these transactions that happen. Yeah, they changed the UI. Let me check on that. I'm trying to check it and show you. Yeah, they changed the UI. All right, there you go. All right, so you can see, your money is in constant movement. All right, it's in constant movement. It doesn't just simply stay there. It's in constant movement. It's not using other people's money to pay, but there are there's constant movement to your money, and that's proof that this works. Um, Checking out these comments. Oh yeah, exactly. So what you're mentioning, biz rate thing, whatever, is just like, oh shit, I didn't, okay, I didn't press the wrong button. Okay, it's just kind of like that stupid BidExchanger thing that I heard about, because you kind of invest in all these stupid ad packs, right? The kind of typical rev share style where you have to buy a pack and you pay in Bitcoin or something, and then you get paid back X amount per day until how many days, then you get your investment back, and beyond that it's profit. That's yeah, that's plenty of time for the company to just run away. So I mean that's all bullshit. Whereas over here in Exa, when you look in the wallet, you know what? uh, you can you can see for a fact that your whatever you invest, it stays in the wallet, okay? And whatever you put in a project, it stays in that currency. You don't have to buy some shit coin that once the opportunity is gone, there's no value or anything, because you still have your Bitcoin, you still have your Ethereum. And in the upcoming update, you can even export your private keys as well, so that you can even pull the Ethereum information here, the USDT information out to your own IM token wallet. So uh, there's a whole bunch of really solid stuff to show you, that Exa is very different indeed. Once again, for those of you who have more than 5K to invest, I can show you how you can get like 10 to 20% per month. uh, and just need to hit me up on Facebook. It's facebook.com/theprofessionalbum, or send me an email, julian@thebinaryLab.net. All right. Okay, I have to head out for family day. So I hope you found this video useful, and hope it's able to clear up some understandings that you may have and concerns as well. And the way I see it, I mean, this company, they keep planning ahead. The venues for events are all planned way into the future. Uh, they have planned until, at first they planned until next December, but I just heard that they've planned going into 2021 as well. And when they plan, all these venues are booked in advance. Big conference halls they're all booked in advance. So, like, that's what I really like about the leadership in this company, because the people at the helm, they're very visionary, and they do things way in advance. In fact, even at Exa, it didn't just start up like that. Okay, the company was incorporated like 9 months back, but they only began business in the middle of September. So it was already registered in the beginning of the year, but they were doing all that background, and they only released it, when everything was kind of getting ready to go. And I'm actually very very motivated to see how they're fixing problems on the go as well, like password issues and withdrawal, and let's say some kind of slow refreshing of the information, that it's all being constantly updated, and it's a lot better than between this version and the first version I saw when I was there in the beginning of this company. So much has changed, and so much has changed for the better. So again, I gotta go, and peace out. Hit me on Facebook if you need more information. And if you invested through my link, which is not there in this video, but you've probably seen my other videos as well. Send me a message so I can add you into my Facebook group. All right, bye for now. And also, another way you can do it is that if you use my link, you can directly go to my Facebook group, search for Dream Team Crypto Project, and you have to answer 3 questions, and then you can, and then I'll basically accept you in. Unfortunately, I'll only accept people who have filled out the information on my Facebook group. So you need to let me know your account nickname, and like if you've invested, so that I can pull you into that group as well. Otherwise, just hit me on Facebook if you have any other inquiries. Bye for now.